Kate Floss, just doing a follow-up on this Hini Halo project that seeks to steal the national sovereignty of New Zealand and displace all of the millions of people that went to New Zealand. They call them Pākehā people, the Pākehā tribe, who went to New Zealand from Germany, England, Scotland, Ireland and France, and have been living there for hundreds of years. And then America and the Pacific Islands are taking over New Zealand. I've just done a video which I'll post up, and I'm just going to give a recap on that because I want to show you the map and tell you what this is all about. This is nothing to do with the environment. This is all about stopping oil and gas exploration of New Zealand so that Saudi Arabia and America can keep the monopoly. And secondly, it's about changing the shipping lanes from the shipping lane that we have between Australia and New Zealand to a shipping lane that is controlled by America and Hawaii. They're blocking the shipping lanes using climate change. And I'm going to show you. Now, the people that are leading this Hini Foundation that has just received $50 million from America, and they intend to receive another $100 million from America to block this shipping lane. I'll show you the shipping lane in a minute that they're after, the sneaky little buggers. Now, this shipping line was fought over by England they stole it from Germany for a start. It was all held by Germany in the 1800s, but that's another story. I'll just quickly tell you, the other video is attached so you can watch that. It's been run by these three people, Mir Takako, another one is called Aparama Edwards. He's doing the Antarctic, he's called the Antarctic peoples, and he's signing all sorts of documents on behalf of all of the people of New Zealand, calling them the Antarctic peoples, when we never ever gave him the right to do that. We've got Lisa Tumahai, and she's involved with that. She calls them the Pacific families, the indigenous families, where they sign all sorts of documents claiming to be the signatories for all of us when none of us agreed to this. And then the other one is Mia Takako. So she works on the indigenous, where they put us all under this name of indigenous, where they take a few indigenous leaders, pay them millions and millions of dollars to sell out the people of New Zealand and Australia. And then Aparama comes under the Antarctic people. See how they've all grouped us. So they've removed us as Oceanic people. They've removed us as New Zealand people. They've removed us as Anglo-Saxon people and replaced us with these Pacifica people. Now I'm going to show you quickly now all this was started, of course. Here is the culprit here, which is over in Australia. We've got the Climate Minister, Chris Bowen. Then we've got Steve Gilbolt from Canada. And who do we have? Our age-old culprit, John Kerry, who was the man that was talking about that the Antarctica was going to be gone and all of these things. These people are controlling and taking over the national sovereignty of New Zealand and the national sovereignty of Australia, going through a few groups of indigenous people that it's a huge thing, stolen from us. And then this initiative, now we've got COP28, but this is COP27, and COP27 is led by Sharm el-Sheikh from Egypt, and he is doing the COP27 with, again, Mia Takako, and she comes under this place called Aotea. Now, I'm going to show you Aotea in a minute. And then also with Lisa Tumahai, and Lisa Tumahai leads up the people calling them whānau, which means that any islander that is married to any New Zealand Maori and any of them that have got family over in the Pacific Islands, these are the people that are taking over New Zealand. And then they have not mentioned the last one, and then they've removed us. We used to be called Maori and Pākehā people because all our laws are based on Maori and Pākehā people, and none of these Pacific people can function without the Anglo-Saxon laws that were put there in the 1800s. So they bring in these Anglo-Saxon laws to facilitate the legality of everything, and then they steal all the money and give it to these Pacifica peoples. So there's quite a few. Aparama Edwards is involved with that. Quite a few. It's a huge takeover of New Zealand, and then what they want to do now. If you go and have a look here, that you'll see here. This is some of the things under this Hinemoana Halo, which is operating out of a tiny little island off the coast of New Zealand that they've called themselves Aotea. And this is called the Hinemoana Halo Project, and Wall Street is urged to back Indigenous people as protectors. Now, what is all this money going towards? The money simply goes towards, it's a fake thing with the restoration of seagrass meadows, wetlands, mangroves, and coastal forests. Now, this is a BS thing. This is just a BS organisations set up to funnel in billions of dollars being paid out of Saudi Arabia, billions of dollars being paid out of America to take over the New Zealand oil and gas and the New Zealand shipping lanes that go to Antarctica. And it's all, they have absolutely pushed aside the Anglo-Saxons and given all of this to the Pacific people. Now you can see here on their map, where is this Aotearoa? Aotearoa turned up, as a word turned up in New Zealand in 1839, 1939, right before World War One, where they went into Germany, and all of these lands were owned by Germany. They went into Germany, stole it all from Germany, and they've kept it sitting for 180 years, and they're coming in to make the claim. Now, the shipping lane, I think the shipping lane to Antarctica used to go all through here. Now, the continent of Zealandia encompasses this area here, New Caledonia, New Zealand, and all this area is connected under Zealandia, which is an underwater sea shelf, all right? And New Caledonia belongs to the upper end of Zealandia. I don't know if I've got a map of Zealandia for you. Map of Zealandia, which is the underwater sea shelf. I'll see if I can find, here's one here. So here is the, all right, here, I can just show it to you. Here is the underwater sea shelf. You can see here, this is Zealandia here. And then this, they have attached on this Te Rua a Maui, and that is fake. There's a fake island around here. Let's see if we can match it up to this one over here. We'll put the two maps up. So I'll hide my face and I'll put the two maps up here. See if I can put that up there for you. And then this is the shipping lane. Now, the shipping lane used to come all through here, this middle bit here, to Antarctica. And all the oil and gas is under this area here where the shipping lane is. Now, it seems to me that what they're going to do is do all their drilling of oil and gas in 50 to 100 years from now in this area here of between New Zealand and Australia, and then they're going to open up a shipping land over here with Hawaii and America. So the shipping lane to Antarctica will go down through this area here and down to Antarctica. And then the oil and gas drilling is going to be held over here between New Zealand and Australia. You can see here that New Caledonia, and then it wouldn't be far-fetched to think that this place here, Te Rua a Maori, is Fiji. Now, Fiji is just going to open up, this was only supposed to be 5 minutes, a casino for Fiji. Now, Fiji is going to open up a great big new casino here. So here's the Fijian casino that is planned. Now, what does this look like? Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia built on islands here. So what it looks like to me is that you've got this area. Yes, it's very easy to see, isn't it? So you've got this area here where they've attached on Fiji onto New Caledonia. And then they're going to build this big shipping lane, and they're going to add earth, because Saudi Arabia has done it and China has done it, where they have landfilled a small area between two countries to extend the nation status of one country. So they're going to clip this casino of Fiji onto this area called Te Rua a Maori, Zealandia, and then that is going to be attached to New Caledonia. And then you see they've attached all New Caledonia over to New Zealand, and this is where they're going to steal New Zealand and all of its national identity, and then see all of this New Zealand is attached to Antarctica, and it all belongs to New Zealand. Now that all belongs actually to Germany, and it was stolen by Queen Victoria. So you can see from the maps that you've got New Caledonia, right, which is part of New Zealandia, right, and then you can see that they've attached on this Te Rua a Maori, right? And then if you look over on here, you've got New Caledonia, and you've got Fiji with their great big casino where they're going to extend lands out, or even extend a bridge that is going to jump from Fiji over to Rua a Maui, which is going to be attached to New Caledonia, which is going to be attached to all the oils of New Zealand. And they're using our Indigenous people of New Zealand to facilitate this activity. And then you'll notice that Cook Islands is not there, so you can see the line that's been drawn. You've got the Philippines, Singapore. What they've done is blocked off. This is the whole area of this Hini Moana area, and you'll see here that they've attached on Aotea. Aotea is attached on, and you'll see that it's commed. So when it's commed, you're talking about two different places. You're not talking about the same place. Now, this is the first time that you're ever going to see the word Aotearoa attached onto the map. We don't know where it is. It is not defined, but I'm assuming that Aotearoa is applying to a tiny little area of the Northern Territory of New Zealand called Aotea. Now, Aotea belonged to a paramount chief who never signed up to England. He's got a separate constitution and a separate Lands Act, and I believe that Aotea comes out of there, and they're controlling all of New Zealand, trying to steal the South Island from us New Zealanders. And then you can see here that Aotearoa have attached themselves onto New Caledonia, Fiji, all of these islands, and that's going to encompass, this is a huge deal that's been agreed to with the Maori king, who is now a Muslim king. He's made himself a Muslim king. He attached the Quran into Te Reo Maori language, and they're trying to force all New Zealanders to speak Te Reo language. This is huge. This is big. Stay focused on Kate Floss. Follow all the history. It involves China, Japan, Cambodia, Philippines, Singapore, Indonesia, East Timor, and then they've got this tiny little speck over here in Australia. We've got to follow these maps, and I've starred it, so I think I'm going to star this one as well as the Zealandia maps, and I don't know quite what we're going to do, but this is all what's going on under this disguise where they're selling our country to these three people, Hiniamawana, Halo. The whole country is being sold to these people for this big ultimate plan. Kate Floss signing up. Make of that what you will. I'll put up both the videos for you, and you can go. Remember, we're looking at COP27, COP28, Hiniamawana, the three people involved with that, and the selling of the takeover of New Zealand, or the theft of New Zealand, the theft of Antarctica. There's a huge thing going on with the oil and gas. Don't believe the climate change bullshit. It is nothing more than it. We had 3 years of COVID, and now you're going to have 3 years of climate change where they transfer our nation over to God knows who. All right, and they're using all your tax money to do it. Or they have used all your tax money to do it, and now they're at the stage, they set all this up with your tax money, and now they're selling it all off to gain millions of dollars from the investors that supported them to set all this up in New Zealand with your tax money. It is a huge Bernie Madoff theft of our country. Is huge. Kate Floss signing out from the German Chatham Islands that are owned by Germany, and the entire South Island that is owned by Germany. It was sold. We've got the land deeds, and it was sold by Germany. They've blocked us from the courts, and it all belongs to Germany, and it belongs to all of us Anglo-Saxon New Zealanders that legally and rightfully purchased all of this nation of the South Island, not the North Island. We didn't purchase the North, but we purchased all the South. All of the South, which it's the South Island, which is New Zealand. The North Island, a tiny little speck, is Aotearoa, and they've decided to take over the entire country. Fight hard, New Zealand. Kate Floss signing out.